Good afternoon. Welcome to our day 4 of our Botswana expedition. We are now going to take you on our game drive. It is 5 to 3, and we're going to go visit Malema Pan. So the stream started very late today because we had to actually wait for our battery system to start up and get recharged. And there's usually some technical issues. Us issues again. I think the vibrations with the cables and stuff is gonna pop out and okay. Yeah, so the cables on top that feeds into the cameras, they are a bit finicky by the looks of it. So yeah, this is all just new and testing. So as I was saying, we streamed yesterday for an hour 28 minutes, and it drew our battery down, our auxiliary battery system, to below 50%. So usually without streaming and stuff like that, I only use like 25%. So I had to give it time to charge, and because it was very overcast yesterday, the solar panels didn't do much. So we first had to give the battery some time to recharge. And we started the stream now on 94%. We did a game drive this morning, and spoiler alert, we saw rhinos like the whole day, but they were pretty cool. It's a pity we couldn't show you that. There, the camera goes down again. And it go up camera 1. Just want to see what I can do here. Okay. Gaan we net camera 1 overlay. Mute and gaan be right back. Yeah, okay, so I think that camera might be overheating a bit because it's been in the sun for quite some time today. So I've just swapped that for a different camera, and we'll monitor to see if it stays up or now or not. Because the camera on the inside on the cabin, that's working fine. Kan jy die deel toe? Yeah, so that seems to be good. So sorry about that, but you can expect these things to happen. Nothing ever goes according to plan. So let's see if we can still go find those rhinos that we saw earlier at Malemapan. And I'm just checking to ensure that we've got the right ND filter on the top one. If it looks too blown out, just let us know in the comments or in the chat or anything there. Okay. And also, please let us know about the sound. If you hear any echoes or anything like that, let us know so that we can just tend to that. I know we had some echo in yesterday's video. Do we still have that background YouTube studio running? Do you maybe want to close that? Oh, that should be fine. Okay, so this guy's coming down here. I'll just duck in here for him. So like I said yesterday, in Botswana you'll get a lot of single tracks like this, and there's traffic going both ways. And so whoever sees a gap to just get off the road, that one usually just does it. Or if you know that behind you there's one that you can turn off to let the other vehicle pass you, then that's what you do. So stay courteous, be kind to everyone on the road. Everyone wants to go on a game drive, everyone wants to see the animals, and take it as it comes and take your time. The worst thing to do out here is to be in a rush. If you're in a rush, you're gonna get yourself into problems that you didn't have to. So we're gonna head to the pan, whatever happens on the way there, and then we're gonna probably stay for a sunset. We see how dark it gets because we need to be out here by 6 p.m. So if you're liking this kind of content and you're enjoying it, then please like and subscribe, follow us to be updated, ring the bell to be notified when we go live. Like I said yesterday also, the times on our upcoming live streams are there just as a guideline to show you that sometime that day we will go live. And that camera went off again. I don't know, I think it might be the HDMI cable. Net? Yeah. Okay, so I just used the other HDMI cable. We've got 3 cables on the roof, and it might be something to do with the HDMI cable. So I'm running 4K 60 Hertz cables, so that should be more than sufficient running a 1080p stream. So I don't think it's the HDMI cable's rating. But this equipment also hasn't been used in this fashion, not what I'm aware of. Usually people will take the action camera and it's got a live stream setting or a live stream mode on it, and you then connect that live stream mode from the camera to your live stream key on YouTube, and so that's just a single live stream mode that people usually use. In this configuration we are using an USB-C type to HDMI conversion, and that little unit might also be the problem and giving us the issues that we are experiencing intermittently now. So that USB-C to HDMI conversion cable then connects to the HDMI cable. That HDMI cable then connects to a capture card in my PC. So yes, I've got a full desktop PC running an Elgato 4-port HDMI input, and that's allowing us the ability to switch between cameras and have multiple cameras streaming at the same time. I'm not even sure if I'm on the right road anymore towards the pans. I think I am. Luckily the clouds cleared up a bit today, because yesterday it was fully overcast. We had rain the whole night last night, but not really rain, more like a drizzle mist type of dew coming down. But we could still make fire, we could still fry our meat, still have a good time. So that really didn't detract from the experience. So this whole streaming setup can be minimalized, and instead of using HDMI cables, you can use wireless HDMI repeaters and receivers, and that would be much better, because then you can actually move the camera around and not be restricted by cable. So I was still going to say, if you'd like, drop your name and where you're watching from in the comments or in the chat, and then we can see exactly who our viewers are without going to the YouTube analytics. So for those of you who don't know, Khama Rhino Sanctuary is a sanctuary for rhinos. It's a conservation area where they protect the breed of white and black rhinos. They also have a lot of giraffe, zebra, a lot of antelope like kudu, impala. And today we saw the biggest impala ever, really. I've never seen something this big ever before. It literally looked the size and the height of a kudu. I first thought it was a kudu, and then I thought, how can this thing be red? And then we looked at the horns, and the horns is impala out and out, and that thing was huge. We could just see it through the bush, but we could see it clearly. We tried to capture it a little bit with our camera, and we did get some photos. Antonio got some photos, but the photo also there's nothing to compare the size with. Okay, so that seems to be going okay. Is hy nog op die overlay? Okay, gaan maar net na die cam 1 toe. So also the software running this, everything has to interface correctly with one another. So you've basically got an action camera interfacing with a USB-C to HDMI converter that then interfaces to an HDMI 4K 60 Hertz cable that then interfaces to an Elgato capture card 4-port HDMI, and that then interfaces with the Windows operating system, and then that runs the broadcasting software that we are using to be able to do all of this. So you can see how many points of destruction there are. how many points of failure there are that can go wrong. So please bear with us, and we will get everything sorted out as we progress. So tonight is the last night at Khama Rhino Sanctuary. From here we'll be going to Kumaga tomorrow. Kumaga is well known on the Buteti River for the zebra and wildebeest migration. They usually congregate there on the Buteti River in the valley below, which we will be visiting also tomorrow. It's at least not that long drive, so we'll obviously take you on that game drive also. And we need to make a stop at the shops in town, fill up with some diesel, get some supplies, and then head out, because after Kumaga, it's in Naipan and Baines Baobab, just a visit to Baines Baobab on the way out from Naipan. And from there, it's onwards to Maun, where we'll stay at Crocodile Safari Lodge. That's an awesome stopover. I just love that place. There's a nice restaurant and swimming pool and everything there. So it just breaks away from the complete bush camping for a bit. And then from there we head into the Muremi Game Reserve, where we'll be staying at Southgate for the first night. There's also just a shorter drive to Southgate from Maun, because usually we either go from Maun to Third Bridge or straight to Kwai or to Naka Naka and those places, but we'll be staying at the Southgate itself. So, and here's your, check how big this thing is now. The other one was much bigger than this. Check out this Impala on the left hand side. Now, check that, check. I'm not going to go too close, but he's not as big as the one we saw today. So the pans and the bird eye is down there. That's the entrance gate. But they grow big over here. So last night, as we came through the game drive, if you haven't seen that live stream, we were faced with a rhino, and we didn't want to follow it down these narrow single tracks due to the fact that if that thing gets startled and starts chasing you, you have to reverse, and there's no place to do a 3-point turn in these narrow areas. So we didn't follow him, and we drove around a bit, and then on the way back to camp, he just crossed the road again in front of us, and we couldn't do anything else but reverse. And then he disappeared. And on the way back to the campsite, we also ran into another Impala and a big kudu. That thing was also decent size. So in these areas, so Khama Rhino Sanctuary has got a fence around it because it's a conservation area, but it's still possible for the animals to get into your campsite. So we are heading through the gate now. This is the entrance to the actual conservation area. We sê in die filter as hy 'n bietjie sterk. As ek gemute, ja. Okay, los hom op daai panel. Okay, so you'll see on the current screen, this is our overlay screen. So you'll see on the top left, you'll see the total followers that we have currently on YouTube. So thank you for everyone that's subscribed to the channel. That really helps us out a lot to reach our goals and to see who's interested in our content. And then below it, you'll see the latest follower, so the latest person that subscribed. Now, whatever name appears there, that's just the guy who, the person that might not be the latest one, because if your name is hidden from being shown as a subscriber, then it won't come up there. And then right at the bottom, there's a little bar that shows our 1,000 subscriber goal that we want to reach. And then there's actually a little box bottom right where the chat should be, but I don't think that's configured properly at this stage so that everyone can actually see the chat. Dual camera to in. Okay, so just some Impala grazing here next to the road. You also see a lot of them on this strip. I mean, in the Muremi Game Reserve, there's herds and herds and herds of them. So also, drop a message in the comments, drop a message in the live chat. What are you doing on this Sunday afternoon? Okay. So we are on day 4 of the live streaming schedule. Day 1 and day 2 was cancelled due to the Starlink issues we had. And then we started yesterday evening and today. So tomorrow will obviously be day 5, 6, 7, and 8, and we'll be streaming to those upcoming sessions. So for instance, if one doesn't happen tomorrow, which is the 5th day, then the next day will be the 6th. So this guy has got a little place where he can go on to the right, and then I can go past him, or maybe he wants me to go on to the right. Okay, there he goes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, kind sir. You see, it's a mutual senses going on. But just a side note, well, hey Denzel, even bounce, thanks for checking in. I did get your message about the live stream, and yeah, like I said, those scheduled times is just there as an indication that we will be streaming. I know it's weird, people are waiting to get in, but yeah, we're gonna probably just try to do the afternoon game drives, but it's all dependent on our situation with regards to auxiliary battery power, our technology and stuff. And yes, we've got lovely blue skies here today. It was overcast yesterday, we had rain yesterday, but not much, light drizzle. But yeah, so glad to be here in this environment, in this nice green bush with these open skies, some cloud cover that just cools you off during the day. But Denzel, thanks again for supporting and tuning in. Let's go and find those rhinos. We saw about 5 already. There was one at the Malema Pan. We spent some time with that one, and as we left, 3 rhinos came in. There was 2 big ones and 1 baby, and they were just playing in the water, splashing around there. Then they were lying and sleeping for a bit. I think we spent a good 2 hours over there, or like an hour to hour and a half we spent there. And then they started running around, playing with one another, and we did capture it on camera. So just we'll get that video footage on our YouTube channel in post-production. We'll get that out, so you'll be able to see that fun there. However, I don't have an ND filter for my 600 millimeter camera, which means it was like 2 stops overexposed. So usually for my camera, 1 stop overexposure is right. And then, yeah, I'm just reading the comments here again. Is this? Just close that one for me there. Lambert's Bay. Rainy in Lambert's Bay. Nice. Well, that will be cozy, so I hope you guys have got that's actually my mother-in-law and my wife. I think they're all in Lambert's Bay with the kids, with the other 2 sons. So yeah, I hope they've got a cozy fire going there. So on our socials, just a shout out to my wife. She's running with everything. I'm just sending her some photos and stuff, and she's running the schedule, the Instagram, the Facebook, and everything. Yeah, so it's like a real team effort going on, and that's what you need. You need a good support system if you want to do things like this. And we want to push the boundaries. We want to push the boundaries of overlanding and technology and see how far we can get. And the Starlink is really a game changer. I mean, even now, people that want to come to Botswana in the next week or 2 to these places, they can tune in now and see how it is. So because of the late rains that Botswana has had, the terrain looks completely different. Roads are washed away, campsites are inaccessible, and there's also a lot of misinformation on social media and stuff. So whenever there's a post of a photo, make sure that that post might be 3 hours or 12 hours old, but the photo might be much older, because we've had some of them, and then someone in the comments called them out and said, yeah, that was like 2-3 months ago. So that's not the case now. Let's just see. The bird eye, I think, is left, and Malema Pan is right. Yes, there we go. So please give us feedback on the audio, give us feedback on the visual, so that we can just analyze it later. I've already taken down my audio from, yeah, I downgraded it with 6 decibels because I felt yesterday it was a bit too like speaking into a tin box. So if we can get feedback like that, then we'll know where to adjust. Oh, rhino in the blooming road. Okay, I'm just gonna sit here. There's a car behind me, and we are not gonna agitate this guy. We're just gonna let him. You do you. Oh no, I am in reverse. This car behind me, he just needs to also be in reverse. He's taking a poop. Maybe when he's done. Oh, he's nice. He's clearing the road for us. My heart is pumping again like last night. This is crazy stuff. Okay, there he goes. I don't want to get too close. I'm just going to pull a little bit off the side for the people behind us, to be courteous for them, so that they can also just see some stuff. There we go. There we go. Okay, so forgive me if I'm not going to narrate this part. Oh, thanks, Denzel, again for that feedback. Are you seeing this rhino? Are you seeing this thing? It is huge. And I don't even have my other cameras here to get me a Indy 16 or 32, please. Just try to look around this corner where this guy is. Okay, there. Which one is this? 16. Awesome. Can you also maybe get me the selfie stick? Yeah, it's in here. Sorry guys, I didn't put the camera on to my right, so unfortunately, because I've got 3 action cameras, but I also need one to record these things also, so sorry about that. We just get this guy in here. How special is that? I will look at the chats now. Yeah, Denzel, the last time we were here, we didn't see any. We didn't see any rhinos at all. Krijg my ander camera. Is hier agter my? Vinnig, vinnig. Yeah, these guys were just behind me now, so unfortunately that's the way it works. Let's see if he's still here in the shrub. Oh, there he is. Yeah, so the campsites, they are busy, Denzel, but not that busy. It's not full. I mean, there's a lot of open sites there. So I think I saw people at, it was our campsite, and there's 1, 2, 3 other campsites that I saw people at. So the only 4 campsites are booked by the looks of it, by, well, what we've seen. Do you guys want to wait for this rhino to come out of this bush, or should we head to the pan? Let me know. So I can stream in 4K, but I think that's going to be too taxing on the system at the moment. Because I'm just thinking, because I can take all this footage from the stream and then use it in my YouTube series also. However, well, you guys are lucky. 2 days in a row. So I think I'm not sure if I said the last time. So we are 21 degrees Celsius now, Denzel, and at night it's like Cape Town. At night it's like 10, 12, 11 round about there. I mean, I was in a PT shorts last night and t-shirt, and I went to bed like that, and that's fine. That was perfectly. So it's not chilly or cold or freezing or anything like that. Yeah, I think we've lost him now. But yeah, that was an awesome experience, eh? Just one. Okay, there. I must say, Antonio is becoming the real cameraman. He took some awesome photos today and videos with his mom's camera. She's going to be so upset that he got those rhino. Okay. Oh yeah, just one more thing. If you like the content and you want to contribute to the channel and grow this kind of overlanding, this kind of content on YouTube, there's a super thanks button that you can contribute by. I think there's about 3 set amounts, and then there's a custom one that helps up the channel a lot, and we can do this much more with those contributions and get much more cameras on. I mean, like I said, we've got 3 at the moment. I don't know if you can see the bird sitting between this Impala's horns. Let's just view them. I also want to see what are the viewers seeing. Okay, so that's what you see. Nice. Yeah, Denzel, I'm telling you now, that's something that I'm also saying. I need a full-time cameraman so that I can focus on the logistics, you know, the planning, the driving, all of those things. Now, those rhinos, they were right here today. A total of 4 intermittently. Loner like that one behind us, and then 3. Now you can go right around. I think we're going to drive right around and then get some giraffe, because giraffe was also here, but then they all moved that way. So let's turn around here and do this loop clockwise. How nice this is. Hey, that wasn't me. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Yeah, so if there's any, now that Denzel, now that you mentioned that I was actually thinking about getting a cameraman to actually come with me. I mean, I'm obviously was thinking like, how do you manage that? And I was thinking like, okay, I pay for like all the accommodation and everything, and he just helps with the camera work, and then he can use that for his bio and portfolio also. So if there's any cameramen, adventure camera people out there that wants to tag along on these trips, we've got a seat in the vehicle for you. We can organize that. And here the rhino is coming again. He's coming right in front of us again. He doesn't want to leave us alone. I mean, let's talk and let's see how we can do this and help each other out, because I'm sure there's a lot of camera and photographers out there that would love an experience like this, but they don't have the means, the knowledge, or understanding to get here. So I don't know, maybe that's open for someone out there. We are Born to Roam Africa. I don't know if I've mentioned that yet. I think if you're viewing this, you'll obviously know what our socials are. But we've also got a website, borntoroamafrica.co.za, and you can contact us either through Instagram, Facebook, or through the website, and then we can have a chat. We're now on the wrong way for this rhino. Actually, we're going to come up right behind him, but not much further than that. I don't know, there's just something about rhinos that they look so peaceful but strong and dominant. They've got like this demeanor, like, don't mess with me, you know? I look calm and timid now, but I will give you my horns. So we've seen... Okay, I said we're going to go clockwise, so let's go clockwise around here. So yes, Even Bounce, that's busy chatting with us. He's also got a YouTube channel, Even Bounce, and also they go by Tanner the Explorer and Crossing Borders. You can go check out their socials, check out their YouTube videos. They also tour Botswana, Namibia, Richtersveld, all those places, and give them some love. Show them some support in what they do, and we're all learning here. We're all enjoying this kind of lifestyle. And we want to bring it to people out there that doesn't have the opportunities to get here to see these things. I know there was a couple of comments on my Baviaanskloof, the video, where the people actually thanked us because they can see South Africa in a way that they will never be able to due to bad backs and injuries, knees, ankles, stuff like that. And so we enjoy bringing this content to those kind of people. A lot of people ask me, yeah, but you know, who will be interested in watching things like this? And I'm like, I am. So, and there should be probably more people like that. Let's not get stuck today. This ground is fairly hard, but yeah. Also, I just want to put this disclaimer in here right now. We are not sponsored by any means. We are not partnered with any brand, and we haven't been gifted any equipment or anything to do any of this. I mean, in all our YouTube videos and socials and stuff, everything you see have been bought and paid for by ourselves, and that has been done after doing extensive research into the quality of work, the longevity of products, and so on. So when you do see our brands that we use and trust, that is not a sponsorship that we need to run for advertisements or something. We want to bring you guys what we use and what we trust, because in that way you can know that we put our money where our mouth is. So yeah, and we are not gonna not say anything about our product. So while we're on there, we are running the Ironman 4x4 Foam Cell Pro suspension with the 400 to 600 kg constant weight leaf springs in the back. So that's a suspension we're running. Then we're running the Maxxis 80 all-terrains. I think it's 1811 or something like that, 811s, razors. And that is a 265 by 75 by 16. So it gives you a nice thick rubber between the rim and the tarmac or the terrain. So that's what we're running for suspension and tires. And yeah, then we've got the Alucab rooftop tent, the Gen 3R with the 270 shadow awning, a full bush deck unequal draw system with a National Luna 90-liter fridge. And that fridge has been going for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years already on hard corrugations. I haven't had one issue with that yet. The only thing that I had with that is the front panel, a little screw started vibrating loose, and I had to just tighten that up again. But so far, no gassing issues, no issues with it's not getting cold or anything like that. So running that. Also with the bush deck canopy, this is my second bush deck canopy. Also with the gull wings that I'm running on the sides, one for the cutlery and one for the auxiliary power system, the off-grid system, which is a full Victron system. We'll go through that maybe a bit later. And then I've got a front runner roof rack on the front that's housing the Starlink, jerry cans, gas bottle, and wood. What have I missed? Oh, Dakla dash cover. We're running the Garmin Overlander GPS, and we're running Tracks for Africa on that. So if you've got any questions about the products that we use and trust and why we've chosen it, you can pop your questions in the chat and we see if we can address that. Now let's go left around here. Last time we saw much more giraffe on the plains. These guys were also at Malema Span earlier. So I was still talking about the game drivers that run. So the game drives at these places, I mean, you can go there and book yourself a game drive and support them like that. You don't have to self-drive, but self-driving just makes it a bit more, I mean, custom to your needs and what you want to do. I mean, you can stop there at Malema Span now. You can open up the awning. You can have a beer there, have a breakfast. And you don't have that crowd of people. You can't see over them or through their heads. Hey, Domain, I'm only seeing your message now in the live chat. Sorry, man. Yeah. No, thanks for that confirmation of the feed. Just pop a thumbs up again or a thumbs down as soon as it goes down or anything. But I must say I'm very impressed with Starlink. So we only had 4 hours of testing this whole system in South Africa due to the restrictions to test that it works and that the concept can work. And yeah, so only 4 hours, that's not a lot. That's not a lot to get everything nicely planned out. Now, I don't know where I'm going now because this board is just non-existent. So, yeah. And I was very skeptical about the connectivity while driving. Now, I've tested the connectivity while driving at 100 kilometers an hour. So if you go on my YouTube and you'll see there's, I think, a 2-minute video there where we tested it in the Stellenbosch winelands. Now, all the footage on there was live streamed footage. So if this live stream is done, then YouTube uploads it as a video. So I took that footage and I made that video. So that was the last test that we could do before coming to Botswana, because after that my Starlink got restricted. I had to get to Lesotho unrestricted and then to Botswana. So here we are now. Yeah, this is also the wettest that I've seen in any part of Botswana. I mean, that I spoke about it yesterday, but for those who didn't know, I know people don't always go watch live streams as they watch videos, but that road after Stockport is completely washed away. You can still easily do 60, 80 kilometers an hour. There's just one or two dodgy places, but that's fine. But yeah, the wettest. Let's see what nice herd of wildebeest is in front here. So just guys, I'm on my nerves because there's so much happening in my mind. And like yesterday when that kudu crossed the road, I couldn't get to that that animal's name. So if I botch something up, don't crucify me for that. Let's have a laugh together, and yeah, let's see how we can keep this community a safe space for everyone to enjoy. But look at this. I'm just going to creep forward slowly. Once again, I don't want to spook them. And once again, this is the tamest area that you're going to see on our live streams. I mean, Kumaga is also like this, a bit more wild. Naipan is full of elephants. I mean, like you see the wildebeest right here now, you will see the elephants right here, giraffes right in front of you. So looking forward to that. And when we enter the Muremi Game Reserve, it's just going to be next level again of animal and wildlife. If I had a bigger battery bank, a bigger power system, then we could have live streamed in camp also. But we've only got a 100 amp hour AGM battery, so you can only discharge it to about 50%. Okay, let's see where this road leaves us. So it's 10 to 4. I want to actually start, so complete the loop or head back to the pan. I'm just going to complete the loop because I know there's giraffes. Okay, this one's just, okay. Now it's getting up. I need another HDMI cable. Oh, nice, thank you. Okay, Antonio can take photos. Is it on photo mode or video mode? Look on top left. It's on video mode. Okay, and the indie filter is on, so just do that. And now you can. He's just taking some pictures for me. So the other problem with these DJI cameras is this, that when you do plug in a USB-C like we've got now, you've got two options, one of two options. Either you can live stream in 1080p or in 4K. If you live stream in 1080p, you can then also record in 4K. If you live stream in 4K, you can then record in 1080p. However, you can't record in the D-Log M mode, which is the flat color profile. So, which I don't like. I like recording in a flat color profile, then applying the DJI LUT and play with some color grading with my videos. I like doing that. And so that's the only hiccup that I have with them, and I have contacted them and asked them, why don't you make this available like that? And they'll probably do it sometime in the future. But also the USB-C port has never, they didn't design it for this use case. If you go and look on the internet, you won't find a how-to guide on a setup like this. So going forward, I'd like to ditch the canopy, put on a full canopy camper and make that just a living quarters, office space / live broadcasting studio with all the gear and everything in there. So if this proof of concept works, then I'm sure we're gonna upgrade and get more out there. Just gonna speed up a little bit here because I don't know exactly how long this route is. So it says bird-eyed left, and that's fine. I think it's going to take us too long to go those roads, so yeah, let's, because this will take us back to bird-eyed and Malema Pan, so will end up in the back end now of the Malema Pans that we stopped at earlier. I'm just very disappointed in the lack of giraffes that's here. When we came here the first time, this place was full of giraffes. And please, if you have maybe sent me a message on Facebook or WhatsApp or YouTube, I do apologize if I haven't replied or responded yet. I do see that there's a lot of notifications. But we've just been so busy in camp and around camp and working on the setup that I literally switched the Starlink off last night when we went to shower, and I switched it on just before the live stream again. Because this Gen 3. I don't have the mini. I've got the standard Gen 3. The reason I took the standard Gen 3 is because it's got a much higher rate of upload speed, and that's what you need for live streaming, and it consumes a lot more power than the mini. So if you're not worried about upstream traffic, then by all means use the mini. But if you want upstream and video conferencing and calls, then rather get yourself a larger satellite like the Gen 3 or the newer ones that's coming out. And I just hope that Namibia and South Africa sorts out their stuff with Elon Musk and SpaceX so that we can get open roaming coverage, because that's really a game changer. Okay, still just push. So we actually wanted to live stream the whole trip as we leave home, right through South Africa, through Beaufort West, right through. Um, but I was really wondering if people would be interested in that part of this kind of journey. And due to the Lesotho detour, we just didn't get around to doing that because we didn't have internet access until yesterday. So. So there's a lot of activities that we can build into these streams for times like this, where live chat members can play games and things like that. There's also on our overlay. Go to the overlay. So on the overlay, there's like things built in. So if a person subscribes, they will pop up that person's name. And I think currently there's an adventure vehicle that just animates itself. And then if someone does a super chat or something like that, there's an animation for that. Then there's like a guessing game or card game for people to keep themselves busy with. And yeah, you might ask, but who would want to do that? Well, it's a rainy day in Cape Town, everyone's sitting around a fire. What better way to spend the afternoon than a live safari drive from Botswana? The only other place that does something like this is, I think it's called Wild Earth. They are on DSTV, and they've got game drivers. So it's basically the game driver that drives through their national park and takes you on morning and evening live safari drives. But they've got a whole broadcasting system studio going on with the production manager that says when to switch and cut to different cameras and mics and areas and things like that. So you can have a look at that and watch that. So that's also nice and fun. But with this system, it just detaches you from something like that. It just makes you mobile. I need to get more coffee. We were actually very surprised to see so much activity at the waterhole this afternoon at 1 o'clock, because it was very warm, and usually the wildlife at those times, they just go and sleep in the bush under a shaded tree or something like that, and they don't really come out. But we are very blessed to experience that. There's a lookout tower. Yeah, we've been there. I think they've rebuilt it because the last time we were here, it was a bit broken down. Okay. Where are the rhinos? Where is the giraffes? So for those of you who don't know, we are from Cape Town, South Africa, northern suburbs. We do have full-time jobs. Kids go to school, but we make an asserted effort in doing things like this. We're not in that whole mindset of, I don't even know what to call it. I don't want to offend people, but yeah. If you can, it's within your means. Just go down to the nearest river for a day with your family and enjoy that. If that's all you can do, then do that. If you can, and if you are ambitious, don't spend money on fancier hotels and resorts. That's fine. It's got its place. I enjoyed it when we went to Mauritius. I enjoyed it when we went to Zanzibar. But there's a different adventure in doing self-drive safaris like this that you don't experience in that way. So also a lot of people fly into Botswana. They go to these fancy lodges and places, and then they go on game drives, and this evening they stay at the lodge and hotel again. And there's a place for that. But if you really want the raw African safari feel and vibe, just come do this. If you just want to try it out, there's a lot of companies out there that rents out fully kitted out 4x4 vehicles. They walk through you. Excuse me. They walk through you and how to operate it, where what you need to do, and things like that. And you can take the vehicle. You can start in Johannesburg, for instance, go through Botswana, go through Namibia, drop it in Windhoek, catch a plane, and fly back. There's a lot of people doing that. There's a lot of companies doing that. Just go with a reputable company that looks after their equipment, that looks after their vehicles, and takes pride in your user experience. Okay, so it's been very quiet so far. It's 4 p.m. I think that's a little duikertjie. And we are actually Afrikaans. I don't know if that has come through, but yeah, catch us speaking some Afrikaans there. Just bear with us. Okay, so also let us know, what is your favorite camera angle? So we've got the front one, we've got the in-cabin one, and then we've got the front one with the in-cabin one that you probably have seen most of the time. But we also have a cabin main and with the front small one, and then like sides. But let us know what you would like to see more of. I think the one where you see the road and you can see inside the cabin, I think that is a good one to basically stick with. Unless you don't like watching us. But that's also fine. I mean, we're not all made to like everyone. Just smile and wave, boys. Just smile and wave. So Antonio is also on this trip now. It was a last minute decision. He's going to high school next year, and we thought it would be good for him to, before he gets into that whole world and starts planning out his career, that he's also aware of this kind of travel, this kind of life, how other people's how how other people live. And so when we went to Lesotho, I think that was a big eye opener for him to see how crazy the traffic is, how the people operate, and how they live. I mean, and it's a beautiful country. It's nice, green, and it's also very wet. And their infrastructure is growing. There's constantly buildings going up and new roads being paved there. But I hope that doesn't detract from their beautiful nature at the end of the day. So yeah, he's experienced that now, and now he's in Botswana experiencing this, and we still got a whole 2 weeks of this that lies ahead of us. So who knows what's going to happen and how this trip is going to shape his future, shape his mind, his viewpoint on how life is lived and can be lived, and how he's going to adapt to it. So we'll see. Only time will tell. And I know, Denzel, you are a big family man, and I think we share the same sentiments when it comes to these kind of things. So yeah, no, it's good to have like-minded people in such a community that you want your children and family members to engage with. So yeah, there was a lot more happening in the earlier parts of Malema Pan, but yeah, Botswana sets the pace. Not us. We don't have any say what happens here. So let's keep the chat going, and let's get some interesting conversations happening. And to many, if you guys are still watching, thanks for that video. Hallo Malia. Hallo DeAndre. Gaan het goed also? It's just our friends that stays there in our estate. Just reading these messages. Sorry, I enjoy these messages. Yeah, Denzel, no, there's always a danger aspect involved, and especially for us who do these kind of things, and we focused on filming and video and documenting our travels. The chances are that you take your eyes off your little one and something happens to them. I fully agree with that. So, oh, are you watching the beautiful road on my behalf? I'm driving slow enough. But yeah, no, thanks for that. So dan op cam 1 overlay. And yeah, it gets wet again. Wet. I think there was a band called Wet Wet Wet, wasn't there? So yeah, that's definitely not going back to the pans. Oh, that was a nice deep one. Now that herd of rhino, they came through these bushes from that side. So I was hoping to run into them. The herd from this afternoon. That doesn't seem to be the case. Oh, all these little butterflies. I don't want to drive over them. Come scatter. Oh, that's a nice deep one. Oh, which brings me to my next point. We weren't planning on fitting a snorkel on this vehicle for this trip, but obviously due to all the rains that Botswana has had, we fitted the snorkel and we fitted diff breathers on the vehicle. And once again, shout out to R&D Off-Road in Brackenfell for that. Once again, not sponsored, paid by us for us. And they did an awesome job fitting this safari snorkel. And we also fitted the opposite lock diff breathers. So for those of you who do not know what a snorkel is, it's basically first and foremost a raised air intake in order to not get water from to get water ingested into your air filter, and then also secondly, if you do go through dust, that also doesn't get into your air filter. Weet je? Nee, Vernon, ek het nie verdwaal nie. Hierdie pad sal ons op 'n manier by Malema Pan weer terug uitbring. Dit is nog 'n wye loop om te ry. So coming back to snorkel, raised air intake, it gets in cooler air into your engine, to your air filter, instead of it being in your wheel well. It gets very hot and dusty in there. That's number one. And number two, for water crossings, if you do go bonnet deep in water, and I know on one of Denzel's videos going through the Mureme, I saw that vehicle, the whole bonnet just dipped underwater, and that's why you fit these accessories, not to look cool or to be fancy or nice. It actually serves a purpose. There. Okay. So I can't take you to the bird eye because I can't detach the camera and take you there. So by the bird eye, there's a little water hole, and there's usually zebra, kudu, and antelope like impala that goes there for some water. But because there's so much water in Botswana now, those spots aren't usually filled with a lot of animals because the water is so readily available elsewhere. So we can't go there because it's not going to help you anything. You'll just go, yeah, you'll just see the bird-eyed gate. So it's 4:15. We're gonna head back to Malema Pan. It's on this road that we saw that huge impala that's like the size of a kudu. Look at that. I don't know if that's a secretary bird or what that is. Yes, Denzel, most definitely. We did the same this afternoon. Or this morning-ish, we took a drive. We went to the Bird Eye, then we went to Malema Pan, and we spent 2 hours there. And that's where we had giraffe sightings. All the rhino came, and so on. And the purpose of this drive is not just to see wildlife, because we know where to get the wildlife. I mean, with all these bushes and these shrubs, it's difficult to view and spot them. So the best place is to just be by the pan. But we also want to show you what Khama Rhino Sanctuary looks like. So that's why we're doing a game drive in that sense. Also, I can probably stop at the panel. I'll stop there, and we can see if we can get the 300mm lens working through the cabin. Then I can zoom into where the animals are on the pan. I'll see if we can get that sorted out quickly, because that was on the cards, but a lot of things changed. Hmm? Entrance is that way, and Malema Pan is straight on. So we just passed the little pyramid board that shows the entrance was that way and Malema Pan is down here. So we're still good to go. I don't know if that post has gone up, but we finally got some Born to Roam Africa stickers, and we finally started putting our mark also on the signboards. Let me show you quickly. Let's see if Antonio can get them out, and then you let me know what you think of these, eh? How's that look? Is that good or bad? Tell me. If that was too small, we can switch to the in-cabin camera and then show it up. Once again, thanks to my wife for that, for organizing that last minute. Now this, I think it's down here, yes. This is a shorter way to Malema Pan than going straight over there. Okay, so this is where we stopped this afternoon. There you can see some zebra at the waterhole. I'm going to try to get that 300mm camera on. If the sun is left there, I think there's actually a better viewpoint to the right. I'm just going to go to that one because we were here this afternoon and found out that way was much better. So we're going to get the camera up. It's a DSLR camera, not my mirrorless one. We'll get that one up and see if we can zoom into the waterhole and then just do a sunset stay over here. Okay, let's go through here. And a couple of vehicles through here. Nice, nice, nice. It's always good to get the tires a bit dirty. Alrighty then, let's do this. So there's your zebra, Impala, there's a rhino in the back right, and we're gonna just stop here quickly. I'm not gonna switch the vehicle off because then with this overcast weather I don't think we'll get a lot of charge through the solar. Nee, dis 'n 32. Gee my 'n 16. Wat aan jy net 'n 16 of jy net 'n 16 of nie? Nee, maar dit is 'n 8 is dan nie. Wat die môre aan die Yeah, okay, so we're just swapping in the filters. Now the sun's coming out again, so. Net bo. Is it commute?
How's it going?
Okay, so we are just gonna get that other camera going quickly. Just make sure it's got a new battery in it. Oh, let's come here. Oh no, we have to be closer. Use a P2FC. That's what I'm seeing. Hey, Leon Potgieter, thank you for the thumbs up and feedback on the stream. Much appreciated. Okay, let's get you viewing the pan. Oh, ja, ik kan niet zo seconden.
I think it's really an issue.
Ah, there we go. Just getting a new battery for this DSLR. Put that one on charge. Guys, this is a whole operation. You do not want to know everything that's happening here at once. Oh, the zebras are busy leaving, eh? Just- oh. Okay. So now we need another move. HDMI mini to HDMI cable, which I've got here. And let's put this one on. Just put this away in the camera back, thank you. Okay, let's take this one out. Let's switch this camera off. Okay, let's see if this Frankenstein is working. Yeah, I'm just trying to get a clean feed. What I need to do is turn off the grid lines. But yeah, you'll just have to do with the grid lines for now, because there's some. And this is a bit difficult because I need to see what's happening here. Ek kan nie sien. Ek kan nie sien nie. Yeah, so sorry, that's the best I can do for you now because I don't have a dual monitor screen here. So I need to go into the menu to take off those diagonal lines. That's usually for composition. But yeah, that's going to take too long because I can't look at the screen while that's happening. So yeah, this is just another proof of concept for this whole live broadcasting system so that you can actually run a zoomable lens and use that. Obviously with better lenses, with better camera equipment, with better stabilizations, the video feed will be much better, but this is what we've got to work with now. And let it be known that seen first on Born to Roam Africa. So they are now moving away. We'll probably see the snorkel now. They've just come past us, so. That's completely out of focus. Okay, so let's get back at the pan. Thanks, Hendrik Venter, for that. Yeah, the water here is crazy, so I'm not sure how accessible Survey Pan is, and if I want to attempt that right now. We did do a whole clockwise loop over here, and by the time we came to the branching off point, it was just getting a bit too late now. So let's see if I can fine tune this camera on the pan to stay still. I think I'm going to use the tripod. And let me see, I want to switch this vehicle off. You see how the solar charge is going. think that's a bit dodge, right? Okay, so I think that is the best I can do at this stage with regards to a zoom camera that gets you at least a bit closer to the pan. Unfortunately, we missed the zebras. Now I already see how the lens is warping like that. That's also due to heat. We don't have proper ND filters, so it's chasing the whole time for zoom and effect. Tell me if you like this or not. Otherwise, we can change back. But yeah, that's how it's going to be for a bit now. There's not much happening on the pan now. There's one antelope to the left, and I can't really move that. I think it's because of the vehicle. Let me check quickly. Okay, the warping stopped. It was because the vehicle was vibrating. So I'm trying to get you a clean feed, as clean as possible of the pan, but unfortunately these cameras do not allow us to get any cleaner than this. So we're gonna just stick around here, chat amongst one another in the chat, and I see my battery, my auxiliary battery is on 80% now. It was on 94% when we started the drive at 3 o'clock. So it's been an hour and 45 minutes, which tells me that my 30 amp DC to DC charger and my 30 amp solar panel charger does not produce enough recharge capacity in order to recharge the battery and to keep all the equipment running, which is the Starlink and the PC and charging of batteries. But yeah, that's why we started very late today. But let's see and wait and if some animals are going to come in. So yeah, sorry guys, I don't know how to get that white square box on the bottom left out of there. And I don't know, on my screen it looks a bit, the image looks a bit darker, or is it actually normal? I don't know if it's just my monitor that I'm using. Yes, for King Great WP. I'm not gonna say that name out, but that's an awesome username to have. Yeah, thanks for the support, man. Okay, so to anyone that's just joined, we are now at Malema Pan at Khama Rhino Sanctuary, and we are live streaming from the pans. We had some great rhino sightings as we started the stream at 3 o'clock. There's some antelope on our right hand side that will start making its way into the frame. They're coming up from behind us. We've just got another safari vehicle also coming up behind us. And yeah. Yeah, Forky. Great. I completely got that. Hence I said I'm not gonna pronounce that. Yeah, no, awesome, man. Great. So I assume you from the Western Province, just like us. Great stuff, man. Thanks, Gillian. Unfortunately, there's not much happening at the pans now. When we got here, there was a whole herd of zebra grazing here, and we couldn't get this DSLR camera up quick enough to zoom in there. But we're just going to spend some time here to see a nice sunset. And I don't know how the sunset is going to perform with this lens, because I don't have an ND filter for this lens. It's on automatic, so it will probably increase the shutter speed and the ISO to manage that. Hopefully it does it properly. Can I just get some feedback? Has the stream at least been stable throughout the drive for those of you who's been with us since the start of today's game drive? I just want to know if there's been any disconnects or patches that I'm unaware of. So I just had a look now. My auxiliary battery is now at 75%. So I can run it to 50%. Then I'm going to have to stop the stream also. Thanks, Denzel, for getting back to me on that. I just had a look on my mobile device also, and it might also be my mobile device's screen that's a bit darkened, not set bright enough. Mm. I can probably try and attempt to. I should have done this before. I could get some Spotify license free music just playing in the background. But yeah, just another thing that was unfortunately not tended to. Not because we forgot about it, it's just we ran out of time completely. So I've just got to get another game drive vehicle just pulling in here. But yeah, so tomorrow we're going to head through to Kumaga. We're first going to make a couple of stops in town, fill up with diesel, fill up with some supplies. And then we're going to do obviously a game drive at Kumaga. So we'll be crossing the Buteti River. If the Buteti River is in flood, then we're also going to probably use the pontoon or drive through it, depending on how deep it is. Tell me if you guys want to stream that. or only once we go on the game drive. And this is all permitted by my capacity of auxiliary battery power. So let us know what your feelings are about that. Okay, so I've got some zebra approaching in from the left-hand side towards the pan. We might have that some of the animals will come have their evening drink before they retire for the night. As you can see, the sun is coming down into the frame now, more towards the lens, and that's why the image is getting a bit washed out now. And the camera is doing its best to calibrate itself. So you should start seeing the zebra coming in from the left-hand side of the frame. And there was an antelope running in the back, and he's now just out of frame. He took the first puddle of water and started drinking that. There you can see him. I'm just worried if I move the camera now, I lose the whole setting. I don't know if you can see, but there's some antelope running in the far distance. Yeah, sorry, I just had to move that camera because I can't take it that there's something happening and it's not in the frame. So that was the zebra I was talking about the whole time. That was just coming and it's approaching us now. And there's a little impala been grazing there the whole time. Oh, he's just showing off now. I don't want to take a chance now because I can't put my mirrorless camera up there that has ND filters. I can get a much better image, but this is where we are now. Maybe I'll give it a go next time. Probably gonna have to zoom out a bit, but are you guys enjoying this? Is this good? Is it good? Any and all constructive criticism is also welcome. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. I tried to get you some action. And these impalas are just going crazy. Let me reset the camera to the way it was. The zebra is now standing 50 meters, not even, away from our vehicle on the rear. But my HDMI cable is not, I can't swing it from where it is now. There we're back on the pan, but it's a bit skew. Okay, guys, so we're gonna start heading back to camp now. I don't think we're gonna see anything further today. The battery power is already at 69% and it's dropping fast now. So at least while I'm driving, I've got solar and I've got the DC to DC charger that's topping up the battery level. So we're gonna start packing up this camera and setting up the other two again, and then we're gonna start heading back. You see what a big difference a proper indie filter does to the image. So the camera that's on the front left of the bonnet, that's the one that you were watching the whole time, and that's a 300mm zoom set on auto for auto managing the ISO and also the shutter speed. If it doesn't do a good job, but with the indie filter, I think that looks stunning. So we're gonna pack up now. I don't think much is gonna happen here because we've still got dishes to do in camp. And yeah, so we're going to drive back and take you on that drive with us. Camera, hierso. Weer uitkomen hierso. Dan moet we gaan. Okay. Onthou jy laat ek net gou daai draadwerk doen asseblief. Net bang jy knak dit en dan die verloor ons nog 'n HDMI kabel. Hè?
Heb je wel eens met meer?
Okay, waar is die kamera vir daai ene daar sy? sorry. Okay, cameras are back up, ready to go. Okay guys, so this was sunset at Malema Pans. I would have liked to stay much longer here, but my auxiliary battery, I knew this was going to be a problem. But yeah, we will upgrade the system most definitely to have an independent auxiliary system that doesn't also run our fridges and stuff like that. And then we can stay at these places for much longer. But we're going to head back to camp now. We've got a lot of things to do in camp also. All this equipment needs to be recharged, checked, cleaned, and maintained. And that's usually a lot of effort. But yeah, stick around for the drive home. We don't know what we're going to find. As you guys have seen that on yesterday's stream and today's stream, on the last minute something happens and a rhino crosses the road and wants to charge you and something like that. I'm just very disappointed in the lack of giraffes over here. So yeah, anyways, if some of you aren't going to stay for the drive back home, thank you for tuning in and watching. We really appreciate the support. And yeah, let's see what the drive back home has in store for us. It's now 21 degrees here at Khama Rhino Sanctuary. This is like golden hour. This is starting to get golden hour now. And you'll see the scenery just change completely now. The greens, the shadows, the ambers, the oranges, the yellows, it just populates throughout the whole landscape and it just brightens up the whole place. It just gives you those nice crisp colors. To be quite honest, I don't know if you guys know, but yesterday morning I completely threw out my back not picking up anything heavy or anything like that. I just leaned over the passenger side of the vehicle to get to the center console, and I don't know if I pinched a nerve or something, but yeah, and I was in excruciating pain, like completely. I mean, there's times that it literally brings me down to the floor on my knees, but I've noticed now that I haven't realized that I've had any pain. I think it was probably busy with you guys, and that adrenaline and excitement probably helped a lot. But I'll see when I get to camp and how this evening goes, because last night I couldn't even move in the tent because of the pain. And to do everything we want to do, filming, streaming, and stuff like that, you need to be able bodied. That's why I always think about it like this, you know, we are very quick of the mindset to say, you know, one day when I'm here, or one day when I'm there, if I get this promotion or that job, or if I retire, or if I do this, that, and the other, then I'll go out and do these things. But you must also remember that you do get old, and your body doesn't get any younger as you age. So you might be now in your 30s and 40s and saying, in 25 years' time, I'm going to do these things. But what will your situation be then like? Physically, mentally, and health-wise, will your body be able to do what your mind does and does want to do? And those are things to take into consideration. Don't wait for life to happen. Plan it. Even if you don't have anything, start planning, start researching, start getting your things in order so that you can work towards a goal. So it's on this road last night that the Rhino decided to cross. I think it's the same one that it crossed this afternoon. It's very close to camp though. So after the live stream has ended, just for you guys to know, after the live stream has ended, I then allow YouTube to upload it as a video, so it processes. If you start watching that video before it's fully processed, then you won't get the full quality of it. So when you look at my YouTube channel, I think first is videos. That's all my videos. Then the next section is upcoming live streams, and the next section is past live streams. So past live streams, in past live streams, you will find yesterday's live stream, which you can watch. And then once YouTube has uploaded this one, in that past live streams, you'll find this one also. And then I know tomorrow's live stream is set to start at 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. But we're probably going to start a bit later because we need to pack up here and move through to Khama. We've got some stuff to do in town, and we need this auxiliary battery to be topped up as we drive. So then as soon as we get probably close to the Buteti River, and then we'll probably start the stream up. What time that will be, I can't say. I'm not sure, because anything can happen in the wild here. So like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and then also on the upcoming live streams, streams. I think if you hit notify me, as soon as we go live, irrespective of the countdown time, as soon as we go live, I'm sure you should get a notification. I'm not sure on how good YouTube is about that, because this is all new to us also still, on how that works. And there's little, I think it's Pumbas, yeah. Little warthogs in the road. We're still going to see a lot of them also. I think it's a baby and a mother. I look at, oh, it's 3 of them. Oh, you see, oh, it's 2 little baby ones. I don't want to chase them away, but I want to get closer for you guys. Oh, how cute is that? That is super special. You see, Botswana just delivers, delivers, and delivers. Oh, there they go into the bush. So once Namibia also accepts Starlink, or we find out that the global roam will allow us to stream in Namibia, we can do a Namibia trip right from the Northern Cape through to the Kunene River, through Ipupa Falls, or contemplate if we will do Van Sailspas. I did Van Sailspas in December 1999 with I think it was like a 94 or 96 Nissan Sani. I mean, that time there wasn't, yeah, there was rooftop tents and stuff, but we just had normal PVC tents, a big 50-liter Coleman fridge in the back, and that thing you just fill up with ice. All your drinks are in there. So you don't need all this equipment to get out there and do something. This equipment just makes it a bit more comfortable and easy, and allows us to think outside the box to do things like this. But you don't need this to get out there. And that kind of travel, that's when my love for overlanding actually started. And at that time, we didn't even knew that it had a name called overlanding. We just called it camping, you know. But that kind of travel was adventurous, epic, unknown, and that's what drew me to it. And like I always told my wife, you know, one day when we retire, I will buy a vehicle and we will go see all these places. But then when COVID hit, it just struck us. You know, you are not certain of what happens tomorrow. Borders can go down immediately without any notice, and you are stuck, and you don't know how long that lasts. And as soon as that happened, I told her, let's realign our thought process. Let's realign the way we view at life and view at things. And let's not wait for these things to happen. Let's just go out and start doing it. And I must say, that's the best decision that we could have ever made. Stop waiting, stop delaying, start enjoying life now. If you postpone, you might never get to do it. So, yeah, sorry, I just went off on a tangent over there. But this is very close and near and dear to me as a person. So, vermooid. Oh. Ja, ek is seker al radius met daai kogels, so seker nie interest. Hey, Jan Heineke, thanks for the chat. Thanks for viewing and tuning in. I hope you got to see some of the Rhino interactions that we had today and last night. I think it was quite epic, quite exciting. And yeah, no, thanks again. And we'll do our best to live stream as much as possible to show you guys like a full coverage. We are on the 100 gigabit service plan of Starlink now. How long that will hold, I'm not sure, because yesterday's live stream was an hour and a half long, or 1 hour 28 minutes, and that took about 7 gigs of data, I believe. So this one was a bit longer. It's 2.5 hours already, so 14 gigs. So I think we're going to burn through that 100 gig quickly. But after that, I'll probably go onto the global roam service plan, because my monthly cycle runs from the 10th to the 10th. My monthly Starlink service cycle, let me just clarify that, runs from the 10th to the 10th.
Monthly cycle.
So yeah, so I'll pay a pro rata closer to the 10th. It will be obviously much more affordable. Let's just see. So Khama Rhino Sanctuary also has a chalet. They've got a pool, a conference center. There's a bar area. How active it is, I'm not sure, but there's also Wi-Fi. So just quickly, at almost all of these campsites, if you get to the reception, they usually have Wi-Fi. So you can literally just, as you come in, you can stop there, get the Wi-Fi password, and in the mornings, evenings, whenever, just park close to the reception, and then you can check your emails, WhatsApp messages, do WhatsApp calls, get in touch with family, and so on. So it's not like you're completely disconnected. Yeah, no, as I said it, I thought, no, that's going to come across not too well with some people. They might get the wrong impression. So chalet and bar is over there. Actually, it says rhino and zebra. So for those of you who want to know, it's now 21 degrees Celsius. I can definitely feel the air is cooling down a little bit. Oh, there's a little kudu doe, if that is the right word. Just reverse a bit. Oh, she's on my right. Oh, there's two here. Oh, three. You probably maybe see the one in there. But yeah, that isn't going to give you much to look at. And I'm not going to put the camera on the side now. That one wants to get frisky. So if you want to follow us on our socials, you will get notified when we go live. Also, like I said, it's a bit here, there, and everywhere. So I usually let my wife know, we're going to go live in the next hour or half hour or something like that, and she will post that on Instagram and Facebook and everywhere else. So if you subscribe there and hit the notifications, you'll get the notification when we go live, hopefully, if the platforms manages it properly. So I'll try camera 1's HDMI cable again tomorrow, but it might be shot because I'm using Cam 3's cable now and we haven't had a breaking signal yet. So it might be that either the USB-C to HDMI connection or the cable itself. But I have had one of these USB-C to HDMI cables back up on me. There's one broken at home. So this one might also have just decided to give up the ghost and leave us. But we'll see tomorrow. Yeah, I think Antonio should make chips tonight. We'll definitely see. I think that it's either tonight or definitely tomorrow. Well, we've got chips here, so I think that's definitely a good idea. We had some steak and braaibroodjies last night, so I think chops and chips sounds like a great idea for tonight. Yes, Johan. That's exactly what we were aiming for. Is to bring this experience to people in their homes, but we always focus on good quality imagery and audio. Now, I know we haven't perfected it yet. This is all still a innovation in progress. And yeah, as we carry on with this, everything will get much better and brighter and clearer and stuff. So yeah, no, thank you for the support. Thank you for those words of encouragement. And we look forward to see what the future holds for this kind of entertainment and content. We spoke about it last night also, and the world is getting flooded with so much artificial intelligence and artificial content and things like that that you don't even know what is real anymore. And that's also what sparked this intuition to do live streaming of Botswana. I actually had this idea a couple of years ago, but it took me some time to do all the research on the technology abilities. And once Starlink popped up on the grid, that was the green light to spend more time, energy, and focus into this kind of setup. So yeah, no, most definitely we are glad that we can show people these places now on a live basis. I mean, there's a lot of people that won't ever get to see these places, you know. So, and I'll keep these videos on my live stream forever. Why should I take it off? So you can always go back and watch it and say, okay, you know. I mean, that's what I do when we in the week on a Wednesday or Friday or Saturday or Sunday when we're having a braai or potjie kos or whatever. I've got 4x4 overlanding shows playing in the background with some music because that's what I enjoy. That's what I love. I love seeing these places myself and now I love exploring them myself also. So yeah, no, we'll keep this going as long and far as possible. I mean, in the future, who knows? We might have campsite fire stories, and we can do live video conference calls with people that's maybe in America or Australia or New Zealand, and we can have like a campsite conference call with all the different places and experiences and stuff like that, and live stream that. I mean, that's also a possibility. I mean, with the technology that we have today, the abilities are endless. If all the governments just want to play ball with all the corporations, and they can come to some agreement, and this technology can be shared and used widely, then even better. Just opens up the door to more things like this. Because I'm not sure. I can probably go to the Richtersveld on a global roam package and then do this there, but it's not really validated. Okay, so we're getting very close to the campsite now. I think we can take off the ND filter because it's getting very dark now. Sorry for that abrupt stop. And that should have been taken off a long time ago. Okay, so let's not get lost again like last night. There's the ablutions. That's ablution 1. Campsite. Yeah, so I mean, Johan, I've heard different stories from different people with regards to Starlink usages. And I think Starlink also, I know they keep on changing their terms of service and so on. So it always changes. It's not consistent because they're also getting a feel for the market and so on, and for their usage and their user base. So you might experience something now in a good way, and in a month or two, it's completely different. the charges change, the way that you are allowed to use it, the areas you are allowed to use it. It's changing consistently. So there's no set service agreement at this stage that you can say, okay, no, but you said if I do this, that, and the other, then this will work like this, that, and the other. But that's not how it is with Starlink at this stage. So I think everyone's just trying to get a piece of that pie. So here's our campsite number 7. I think we are going to park maybe a bit differently than last night. Is the other vehicle I was talking about.
It cleans the fire.
Yeah, they come and clean your fire pits and bins during the day. And yeah, so that's us for our second live stream. Day 4 in Botswana, Khama Rhino Sanctuary, day 2. So yeah, we're gonna end the stream over here now. I think it's been a good day. We had some good sightings and so on. And thank you to everyone that tuned in, that participated in the chats and so on. And yeah, then we'll stream again tomorrow. I can also see now that the signal is busy breaking up because we've got a lot of tree cover. So guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you tomorrow, and happy adventuring. The commute.